Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Meat Puppet again, bring you guys interesting stories or whatever I find. And it seems that one of the articles that I covered before, actually multiple times, it seems that it's not going away. But the reason I want to point out this video is because I told you guys before, when your freedom is going in somebody else's freedom, a lot of people have like a big issue with it.
It's okay for a man to go into the women's section, show his penis around the other women, young little girls underage. Your spa, we spa, condone that. Is that what you're saying? Like I asked. It's so he can stay there. He can stay there. What sexual orientation? I see a dick. It lets me know he's a man.
But the moment you start going in a direction that you assume your freedom can go in the neighborhood of your kid, nobody accepts that. If all the other peoples that don't share your way of thinking, especially around kids, which they're like, whoa, dude, you need to chill with that, it's gonna be an issue. 40 people were arrested after a right-wing media fueled protest against a trans woman using a spa. It was the second time violent protesters have gathered in Los Angeles outside a wee spa. Thought little has been confirmed about any incident involving a trans woman. The protester from earlier says that trans are not women, while others chant "save for children." In quotes, sorry unless you have a period, unless you buy tampons, unless you get cramps. So she is just saying like, you know what, you need to have all these medical terms to be able to confirm you're a woman. Because they're like, hey man, if you're not gonna do anything about it and now you assume you can be naked in front of a kid, you are crossing the border, especially when you can't understand what the heck is happening.
Trans are not women! Trans are not women! Unless you have a period, unless you buy tampons, unless you get cramps.
What is gonna happen now? You pushed back and now we got this. Do I agree with this? Of course not. I don't want people to go out there screaming like a boss. Trans are the silent majority? Well, no, you're kinda loud. But you're not the majority. You are a very small fraction of the world population. So now, if you push back in a weird gangster way, you're gonna have a bunch of humongous people that are usually not even part of the silent majority, but they're like, you know what, that's it, I can't handle this anymore. And now they're coming out now. Look at them, dressed like a gangster. They look like Antifa. And you know, in my previous video that I did on Antifa, I hate Antifa. I don't like people that gang up on you and try to convince you by force and be proud about it. That doesn't make any sense. It just is just weird. And I try to understand the whole woman that actually saw a penis in a woman's area, a spa, where you're able to be naked. It seems that she was traumatized big time. People, it's not a simple thing. This is like a movie. It's like the Avenger movie. You have to go to all the episodes till endgame. If you have a discussion with a person, you need to be able to understand him and want to understand it. I don't see it on both sides. Well, I can't say that I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to do some research. But the amount of people that just came into my face, call me transphobic, that a transgender woman should be able to walk with her penis in front of a child, 6 years old, and they still call me transphobic? I didn't even explode against this girl. I said, you know what? With this way of talking, you're not gonna get anything healthy out of it. You're gonna make it worse. And when I saw this article, I was like, that's it, I'm right, I need to talk about this. Anyway, let's talk about the lady. It reminded me of an incident when I was about 11. At that time, I was living for the first time in my life without a sexual abuser in my household. Oof. I thought it would be a time for I could relax, sleep, and be a kid, but I was a very emotionally unstable. So one day I was walking down the street with two friends, and as we passed a parked car, one of my girls started laughing and pointed out at a man in the car. I looked and saw nothing special. Then he looked down, mentioning to show me something. Oh, look at down, look at Papa Smurf. He was wearing a lady's petticoat and he had his penis out from under it and was masturbating. Although my friends thought it was hilarious, I froze in absolute terror. Of course, if you were sexually abused, if you see something like that, that's gonna scare you. It triggers you. I have not experienced something like this, but there was a time I was so worried of my own baby that whenever I played a game and I heard a baby cry like wah or something, it triggered something in me. Certain people don't respect those stuff, and if I was that woman and I was in a sexual situation and I was chilling and suddenly somebody sit in front of me, Bagadam, Mandingo. Although my friends thought it was hilarious, I froze in absolute terror. After a minute, I started to shake and cry uncontrollably in a reaction I now understand to be shock. My friends took me somewhere safe and tried to calm me down. They couldn't understand what was happening because they weren't raped, because they didn't, well, sexually assaulted to be specific, because they didn't think we were in any danger. They were right. This was just a wanker, to use a colloquialism. Okay, my reaction was that of a traumatized girl. I now assume that the man, like many men, had a paraphilia called autogenophilia. He didn't chase us or try to touch us. Whew. He wanted us to see him in female clothing with his genitalia exposed. This was what aroused him, the female presentation, and that we could see his genitals. Dr. Ria Blankard established the word autogenophilia to describe a sexual oriented defined by sexual arousal as thought or image of a oneself as a woman. Okay. Oh my god, this gangster word is a condition that seems to be exclusively felt by males who are typically sexually attracted to women, although they may also identify as asexual or bisexual. So men with auto bada bing bada boom transitions to live as a woman, usually later in life, and when they feel they can no longer repress these impulses and live a life representing as a male. They usually don't have what it is called bottom surgery and don't necessarily have gender dysphoria. Okay, this is kind of interesting because this might actually make sense why some of these men that are like very they trust themselves, they don't have the dysphoria, they are confident in themselves, because normally if you're transgender you have a type of dysphoria. So it kind of makes sense what was happening with that dude. He was like, hey, I'm not part of those people that have dysphoria, leave me alone. This is a different kind of psychology that leads to a transgenderism from the many gender dysphoria males who are represented within the media. The transgender males we see on televisions more frequently are formerly gay men who fully transition. So I think you kind of get an idea what the heck is happening, right? But that doesn't remove the fact if somebody is told this is a safe place, you can go here, be naked and be chill. That doesn't mean you can assume that, hey man, if you were raped back in the day, you should be able to handle the penis again, because all type of women are gonna come in here with or without a manly penis. And I'm like, damn. So all the moms with their kids, all the moms that have been raped are gonna be like, bye-bye. They're gonna go away. And if that is true what you're gonna do, surprisingly, a lot of ladies have been sexually harassed, right? Isn't that what everybody says in the left wing? We've been raped and bada bing, bada boom, magically, with the eye or with a touch or the real thing. But if that is then true, that means almost no woman is gonna go to any place where they're going to be naked. I'm not advocating for this, but I'm just putting the puzzle together, and I'm gonna be like, well, if nobody is gonna go, you're gonna scream transphobia? Just like when you create gangster feminist movie, nobody watches the movie, you're gonna be, yeah, every man is misogyny. What do you mean? I don't wanna go to a movie to watch something that I can't feel identified with. If you feel raped by everything around you, that's you. I don't feel raped by anything, and if I do, nobody cares. Because I'm a man. 40 people were arrested as protester and counter-protester clashed outside of Los Angeles spa over the transgender rights Saturday. Bada bing, bada boom. This hasn't stopped right-wing commentators from sharing this video, fueling outrage online and covering the ensuing protests. No, because we need to cover it. If we don't cover something like that, you're gonna say it never happened. Or nobody is on complaining, so it never happened. The spa defended its policy to allow transgender customers into gender-specific areas. Oh, okay, in a statement to Los Angeles by the Beam. Like many other metropolitan areas, Los Angeles contains a transgender population, okay, some of whom enjoy visiting spa. WeSpot tries to meet the needs of all its customers. Yes, you need to ask people like, hey, if you have been traumatized by any men with man genitalia, I would like to inform you we have a transgender community, so if you cannot handle a penis of a person that identifies as a woman, they are in there. You're not gonna go there with your kid kind of chill and somebody is gonna be, hey, surprise, mandingo, sabes? No, you can't do that. On Saturday, the LAPD declared an unlawful assembly after anti-transgender protesters and counter-protesters began to clash. Authorities told Los Angeles Times that the unlawful assembly was declared around noon when people began throwing objects. An emergency public safety alert was issued as police declared an unlawful assembly at the Wee Spa. Can you imagine how you would be if you were the owner of the store? You're just chilling there with just bringing service and then somebody walked in and yeah, we're just gonna abide by the law. What's the worst thing that can happen? That's like me going to funky funky with my wife or something and she just pokes her finger up my butt. I'm like, hey, what the heck are you doing? I'm not saying that I might not like it, but you need to you can't do something that special and be like, well, I thought everybody does it. No, you need to communicate. You need to inform the people. You can't let people go into a room not expecting a penis and then be like, well, it's the law. No, it's the law. No. You can't do that. In all, 39 were arrested for failure to disperse and another person was arrested for having a prohibited weapon. Okay, this is just a good example. You can see clearly Antifa is hitting somebody, a woman against a woman. A guy goes there to try to protect her because he's like, wait, look at how many Antifa is walking behind us. And when he pushes one, he has to defend himself. You know, this doesn't make any sense. No wonder the cops have to be there. I'm not even sure if I would have been there. And if I was there, I would have told guys, don't go as low as the other people. We need to stay chill and do our best, right? And just give our opinion and protest that, hey, we don't want this to be normal or we need to find some other way to handle it. But then again, I also would just go to We Spa and says, hey, we want you to change the law so that I don't want anybody to go into a woman's bathroom and expect a penis. That's it. I don't think that's a lot to ask. I would have handled it in a totally different way. But then again, I'm not surprised because I've been warning everybody about it. And now that this is happening, everybody's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, people, you can't call people homophobic and all those stuff. And on the other time, people are going to call you pedophile. Who do you think is going to win? The one that calls you homophobic or the one that calls you pedophile? I think if somebody calls you a pedophile, they are on a mission. You're not going to just put them down because they want to protect their kids. And if you don't have kids and you don't understand that concept, no wonder you don't understand why they are so worried about it. Cops have aggressive with counter-protesters. One violently shoved our journalist at the end of the video.
Get back on the sidewalk. Get back on the sidewalk. Get on the sidewalk.
Damn, man. This is so messed up. This is so messed up.
Get on the sidewalk. Back up. Let's go far. Back up.
Look, man, with all due respect, how many times did that cop say, get on the side of the sidewalk? Get off the sidewalk. How many times? They're trying to do something to have a control over the situation and you don't listen. And we're like, get away, get away, get away. It's my human right to take a picture. You don't understand the situation. Are you freaking kidding me? And it does. Do I feel bad for her? No. If somebody is there for security to make it safe for everybody and he's trying to do that job and you're still there and he can't perform it correctly, I'm gonna push you out of the way. Water spider. Woman was just shot by a rubber bullet as she asked to please put your guns down. Why? Why? Do you have any idea when people are in a protest? We don't trust anybody. We don't trust nobody. Okay, that was a little too gangster. But then again, I don't understand the concept that you can go forward and be like, don't shoot. I don't know. The police is there to stop it. I don't need somebody to be comfortable come near me. Is it a messed up situation? Yes, but maybe it's a distracting situation. How many people wear clothes pretending there are reporters and stuff, and in the end, the freaking Antifa ready to hit you with a plastic camera that they have ready in your face or something like that. I warned everybody. And usually, surprisingly, most of the most active people are usually women. Usually, they hit people, really, usually from the Antifa group, and once the guy reacts back, they start beating all the men go, what, you want to touch a woman? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, people, there's like this weird opportunistic situation. Why are you going with your back like that? But if you assume that nobody can feel uncomfortable with how you feel comfortable, the fact that that is the way you're thinking and you don't even want to have the chat because that's transphobic, we're not going to engage with that. No mother in a spa where people are allowed to be naked wants their daughter to feel comfortable with a man's genitalia in the same room when they're naked. If you cannot quote that phrase and understand what I'm trying to say, I'm sorry. This whole thing could have been prevented for in both situations that we have seen. That's at least what I believe. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. I really hope this gets fixed because certain people, for me, needs to become transgender, realize what the heck is happening, it's dysphoria or not, and go back or stay there. You need to have that experience and you have to live your life. You don't need all this battle. And I wish a lot of people try to avoid this battle. Life would be such an amazing thing for cisgender and transgender, and life would be good.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Butta fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam turlochetta verdetta.